Hello guys, Alina this side from Ausis Group. Today we are going to discuss about the grammar accuracy for Band 9 in IELTS exams. As we know that grammar is a very wide concept. It includes a lots of things. It includes the basic and the advanced level rules for the tenses, subject to agreement, parts of speech, tenses, as I said, articles, prepositions. Apart from that, there would be also the parallelism, which is one of the very important factor. Apart from that, there is the types of sentences which are also used to frame the sentences and to have the logical coherence and cohesiveness in your answer. Either it is the essay or the image. Being a trainer, we have analyzed that there are few errors which students are commonly making for the errors in the types of essay and in the images questions. In the essay, when they are having the logical sense in the answer, they are not able to understand that how the flow of the sentences need to be, how the subordinate clauses will help them to connect the two sentences. It is very important to take into consideration the tenses as well. Whenever you are using the simple present tense, the flow must be in that same order only. If you want to jump from the past to the present tense, you need to use some of the clauses as well as some of the tenses and connection between the sentences, so that you can have proper coherence in your answer. There are few rules of the tenses: agreement, that is subject verb agreement, parallelism, articles and punctuation marks, which are the common errors in any type of essay answer. Let's discuss a bit of basic right now, because in 15 to 20 minutes we won't be able to discuss a lot about the grammar rules. But yeah, definitely I would say, if you are planning to secure like something like 7 or 8 bands, definitely take care of the tenses and the types of sentences. These two things will definitely help you a bit more as compared to the other types of grammar, because those are the common errors which students do make in the answer type of essay. In the tenses, there are 72 formats, not the 12 formats, because we also need to consider the active voice, the passive voice, question 1 and question 2 for all the 12 types of tenses. That is simple present tense, simple past tense, simple future tense, then continuous present tense, continuous past tense, continuous future tense, perfect present tense, perfect past tense and perfect future tense. As well as there are the three, which is continuous perfect present tense, continuous perfect past tense and continuous perfect future tense. So basically there are 72 formats of the tenses, considering the active voice in all those 12 and passive voice as well in all this 12. There is question 1 and question 2 as well in all these types of 12 types of tenses. If you want to know a bit of detail about this 12 tenses, you can definitely refer to the link which I will be just inputting after the session in the comment box. Apart from that thing, there is subject verb agreement. This is one of the very rare and niche topic, because the subject needed to be in agreement with the verb, as the name says. So when you are framing any of the sentences, especially in the simple present tense, you need to take care that your subject is in the accordance with your verb. If the subject is singular, try to have singular verb. If your subject is plural, try to have the plural verb. Apart from that thing, there are few examples, few errors. What if there is not one subject? What if there is more than one subject? What if there are two subjects? One subject is in singular form, another subject is in plural form. Then what will be the verb? It depends totally on the word before the verb. For example, Manoj and his friend went, and it depends on the present tense and past tense. But we are right now covering the singular and plural forms. So Manoj and his friend is or are. That particular word will depend on the word friend, not on Manoj. Got it? Which means that the verb form will be based on the word near to the verb form. Is and are will totally depend on the word before it. So friend, then yes, is. If the word is friends, then definitely the word will be are. As well as if the words can be like the first subject is in plural form and the second subject is in singular form, definitely the verb will be in the singular form, not in the plural. Even if the first was in the plural form, the first subject was in plural form. Got it? This can be a bit trickier, but definitely you can contact us on Telegram group. You can always have the regular activities and try to participate in the regular activities of Telegram group of IELTS group. That will definitely help you understand this grammar rules bit into the detail. Now, what if the subject is, there are two subjects and the first subject is singular, the second subject is also singular, and in between there is any of the connectors like and, or. So it depends from the connectors as well, that the verb will rely on those things as well. There are different rules for the subject verb agreement. This would be an advanced level of the understanding for the subject verb agreement. Basic level is this much only, that if the subject is in singular, have the singular verb. If it is in plural, have the plural verb. Fine. Now let's jump to the parallelism. Everyone knows that thing a bit, but yeah, definitely it's nothing but having the same format and same words, or having the exact sense in the answer. If your first paragraph of the essay talks about any of the particular topic, it needed to be in the same parallel structure with the second paragraph as well. Frame the third paragraph in accordance with the first and second paragraph as well. This is what the parallelism is about. Apart from that thing, in parallelism, if one sentence is in present tense, the second sentence with the same intention needed to be in the present tense only. This can be the same tenses. The same format would be, as we just discussed about the having the same format in all the three paragraphs of the essay, whatever you are writing, 3, 4, 5. The second thing is subordinate clauses. There can be the adjectives which can help us, the collocations which can help us, the subordinate clauses which can help us to frame the sentences giving a particular intention to it. It's better that at least use 5 to 6 subordinate clauses in your answer. You cannot write in all the sentences talking about just the regular tenses only. Try to have the sentences with subordinate clauses. Frame the sentences considering the modals as well. Don't just insert the sentences in the exams with considering the tenses only. No, if you want to give the feel to the essay, if you want to give some recommendation, if you just want to give some some appreciation towards something, or you just want to highlight something, or you just want to highlight it as the most important things, try to use the modals, different types of modals as well. I have discussed this modals in one of the session as well. I will just input that particular link in the comment box as well. The third thing is the very important and very small thing, but yeah, if you are making silly mistakes in this, then it's fine. Not more important as important the tenses are, but yeah, definitely it will be considered as in IELTS exams. Human checking is there. Definitely each and every small thing is very important. That is articles, prepositions and punctuation marks. Don't just try to frame a sentence using always a comma. Just try to frame a sentence considering that the sentences are dependent or independent sentences. If they are independent sentences, try to use the semicolon. If you want to insert some of the examples, definitely we do insert some of the examples. Try to use the colons. Try to use different sort of punctuation mark or symbols if needed. Avoid writing too much of tautology or redundancy, we would say. Avoid using the same intention, same word again and again. Try to have some vocab range as well. Try to use some good vocabularies. We do have the habit of using the same sense of writing every time in each of the sentences. Avoid that thing. Try to use some variations. Try to just replace the object as the first part, or try to frame the sentence considering the gerund and infinitives, so that you can have some variation in your sentences. Always it's not good to just write subject, verb, object in all the sentences. That is the active voice. Try to frame the sentences in passive voice as well. Try to frame the sentences considering the verb as the first part, but being it as a noun. That is the gerund and infinitive forms of sentences. Now, gerund and infinitive is very small concept. It is nothing but verb is acting as a noun. When any particular verb is acting as a noun, It is gerund and infinitive. In gerund, the form will be verb plus ing, and in infinitive, the form will be to plus verb. That's the simple logic. But at the same time, students do make the mistakes when they are framing the sentences. They are not using any of the verb, and it's just like the noun is there, the object is there, and directly the sentence is being completed. That's very weird. Avoid that thing. Try to just insert the sentences in particular format only. You can insert the object as the first part, considering it as a noun phrase, but yeah, definitely can have a verb after it. Like, playing in a garden is my favorite hobby. Got it? So verb is not playing over there. Just like that way. To play in the garden is my favorite hobby. Fine. To play is not the verb over there. But the verbs are the participles. Is, are, was, were. You can have different verb forms as well, depending on the sentences types. If you are planning to write any of the essay types, try to have in one of the paragraph, you can write definitely 4-5 sentences. In the first paragraph, we tend to write lesser number of sentences, right? Because that's just the introduction. So we would be writing somewhere near to 3 or 4 sentences. In those 3 or 4 sentences, you can have some mixture of the sentences. Like have 2 sentences as the simple one and 1 or 2 sentences as the complex or compound one. Okay, then the second paragraph, the same thing. Try to insert 4-5 sentences in that as well. Try to insert 3 sentences as simple, 1 or 2 sentences as complex or compound. The mixture of the sentences will help you to balance out the framing of the answer very nicely in a very neat way, we can say. Yep. Jumping to the next thing, which is, I think, would be the prepositions. Prepositions would be a very small thing to be considered, but yeah, it is very important. You need to know the different meanings of the prepositions. You need to be aware about the meanings of the prepositions in, on, off, at, to, the, something. Okay, articles errors. If you are using the same noun for the second time, try to insert the definite article the. If you are using it for the first time, try to insert the indefinite article a or n. This is about the grammar accuracy. This is very less information regarding the grammar accuracy because we cannot cover everything. But fine, you can just ping us on Telegram group of IELTS tutorials. We will be in connection with you, and you can just ping us over there, and we would love to just entertain all your doubts if you have any. You can also just comment in the comment box. You can have the chat over there. If you have any concerns, you can just ping over there. Apart from that thing, for practice purpose, for the test purpose, definitely you can visit www.ieltsonlinetutorialsonline.com. Thank you so much.